I would say, I would put that in top 3 greatest music eras of all time. He did just that. He perfected that album. That is a perfect album. You know what? There is few perfect albums from start to finish, and I will put this at the top of that list. Seriously, because every single song on that album is a great song. No skips, nothing, no fillers. Channel. Today I'm going to be ranking Michael Jackson's albums. I'm really excited about this for a couple reasons, because I've been wanting to do this. I mean, I already told myself after I get done with a certain amount of albums, I want to do okay, where are we now? Like, what have we done? Where have we gotten to? And I am definitely aware that there are a few more albums left that I have to react to, so don't worry. I'm going to do this again when I'm done with all of his music, so I can rank all of the albums in order. Well, this is the thing, because this is going to be my opinions. So this, this is just my taste. What I feel like is Michael Jackson's best album. So, and it was hard, like, trying to figure out which one I wanted to be number 1, because I know people are going to be like, oh, what the, like, I just know. So, it was definitely hard, but I'm absolutely ready for this. Before I start, please like, subscribe, and let's get into this. So, I guess I should, say how I went about, ranking these. I didn't just go off of success of the album or the era, whatever, or popularness of the album or the era. I went off of the growth and the versatility of Michael Jackson. I feel like you have to understand Michael Jackson to fully enjoy his music, because anybody can bop to Billie Jean, anybody can bop to Bad, anybody can bop to Beat It, but if you took the time out of your day and out of your life to actually listen to Michael Jackson's music, you would see that it's more than just bops. It's more than just, okay, maybe he's more than just like the king of pop. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's more to it. So let's go. I've reacted to 5 albums so far, 5 eras, and it's a lot. I know it sounds like 5 albums, but 5 albums, especially for somebody like Michael Jackson, that's a lot. So number 5 is Dangerous. Dangerous, for me, I really liked the album. Everything about it was really good, and the album cover itself is so iconic. But this album right here, I feel like was a turning point in Michael Jackson's career. It definitely was. Because it just seemed more, how do I say, mature, maturer album, and not even that, but it like got like a little bit deeper, so I'm in love with that, and I wanted to put it higher on the list, but the other albums, there's just so many things that I could talk about, so let's keep it. Number 4 is, and I know this is the one that people are going to be mad at that I put it so high up, is Off the Wall. Off the Wall is a great album. Like, it's a perfect album. And I really feel like this is when Michael Jackson became Michael Jackson, because before he was, a child star, but this is when we got to see Michael Jackson in his full self and what he wanted to create in music, I feel like, and it showed throughout the album. So many great songs from this album, and like I said, it really shifted him from the child star to the well-known icon at that time. Let's keep going. Number 3 is Bad. Okay, this album really reflects on the time that he was in and what he was feeling. Like, but I feel like that's most of his, all of his albums. But this one was, I feel like it was that staple where he was like, okay, I'm tired of this bullshit. Because at that time, because this was after Thriller. Once Thriller dropped, everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people, especially in the industry, were mad at Michael Jackson, a black man that took over Elvis's record, or not records, I should say, for, you know, the most selling album, like all this other stuff. They were so mad at that, and I feel like he came back with Bad in such a good, like, the way he constructed it was just amazing. The whole era itself. I could say this for each album, but this album was another turning point for Michael Jackson. We got that Bad Michael Jackson. I mean, I know it's a cliche because the album is called Bad, but it's true. Like, we really got that punk, rock, pop vibes from him. And he did it so well. And I really feel like he got under their skin, people in the industry's skin, when he did that album, because he perfected rock, pop, and what else did I say? Rock, pop, and like the punk vibes, you know? And it really set a standard for male pop artists, okay? Like, some people think that Thriller was like, that's it. That's just Michael Jackson. That's Michael Jackson is that's it. That's all Michael. No, Michael Jackson had multiple eras in his life where it was just so powerful, and Bad was definitely one of them. Okay, number 2, Thriller. Okay. When he dropped this album, not only did he have pop music, but he also had the entire music industry by the neck. Not even by the neck. He had them by the pussy, the wigs. Like, he did his thing. Okay? And not only the album, but the era itself, I would put that in top 3 greatest music eras of all time. Okay? Yeah, I would. He came to win with his album. He wanted critical acclaim. He wanted to be taken seriously as a solo artist. And he did just that. He perfected that album. That is a perfect album. You know what? There is few perfect albums from start to finish, and I will put this at the top of that list. Seriously, because every single song on that album is a great song. No skips. Nothing, no fillers. It was a 9-song album. Am I wrong? I think it was 9 songs, and it's just so every song went together so well. It's insane, honestly. Each song flowed together into one another so perfectly, with ease and satisfaction, and it's really an ASMR kind of feeling when you listen to that album, for real. And prior to this album, I just don't feel like albums were this consistent and this good, honestly. Like, let's be real. I just want to be real for a second, you know? Every video, every song, everything about this entire era was perfect. He gave us the depths of his soul. His creativity all went into this album, and legendary, iconic, to say the absolute fucking least. Okay, now number 1, I mean, I feel like you guys probably already figured it out, is History. And when I first reacted to this album, I think I said it in either the reaction video or the review of the era, which was that last week's video? Oh no, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I did an era review of the History era, and I ended the era with this certain album. I don't think Michael Jackson was trying to top his old albums or his old songs or anything. I really do not think that. I don't think he was trying to persuade the public in any kind of way. He was crying out in anger and passion, and you can hear it throughout the album. And that album makes me so sad, but it's such a good project. He really gave us his feelings and how he was feeling, you know. I love when artists do that, when they take their emotions and put it out into music and make it sound so good. Because there's a lot of deep albums out there, you know, albums that they talk about their personal feelings, their mental health, these kind of albums, and some of them just sound really corny. Most of them sound really corny and really okay, we get it. But this right here is different. This was, Michael Jackson was going through, I could say, one of the most disgusting things that any music artist has ever gone through in the public eye, and he handled it so, it's beyond me how good he handled that. And the fact that he just put it all in the music and let the music speak for itself. He wasn't trying to top his older albums whatsoever, and that's what I love about that album in particular. We finally seen a side of him that we got little glimpses of throughout his career, but this was the full thing, and he did it. He did the fuck out of that. Yeah, that's my ranking of his albums. Like I said, I am going to do this again after I'm done doing all of his reacting to all of his albums. There's 2 or 3 albums left. I'm not 100% sure. And I will get more into detail with the songs and stuff when I do that official ranking. But this is just thus far. I want to know your guys' ranking of these 5 albums. Just these 5. Don't tell me your other ones, because I haven't listened to those. I can't put my input into there, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I want to know your guys' ranking of these 5 albums. And I will say this was probably one of the hardest ranking videos I've ever done, because each album was so great. It was so hard, because, to say the least, these albums, you can't even rank them, honestly. You can't even compare them, because they're just so, each album is ahead of its time. Each album is so different. But this was my personal ranking. I want to know yours. But I guess that's it, you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. And bye, motherfuckers.